be able to stay home, brother.
And now for something completely different.
Excuse us, audience. This is Brother Ray, Two-Way Ray. Brother Nate, you are muted. Please excuse us. Sorry about that. You're still muted, Brother Nate.
All right, welcome to the Kings of Sport. I was saying, Ray, bring yourself up so you can introduce the show to the people, but we passed that point now. But this is the world's most dangerous sports show, iTunes' longest running weekly episodic program, produced and hosted by two or more African Americans who are not affiliated with a major network. This is a very special edition of the podcast. It is Overreaction Monday, the final Overreaction Monday of this NFL season. We're going to talk about the Seahawks and the Patriots and what they did last night in Super Bowl 60. We're going to chat about the commercials. We're going to talk about both halftime shows because we watched it because somebody had to. Then we're going to turn gears, switch up gears, and talk about the NBA and the recently passed trade deadline, talk about what we thought about some of the moves that were made in the association before wrapping things up tonight with a very special Black History Month story of a performer in the world of sports and entertainment who has finally come to terms with who he really is. So we got a lot to get to, so we're not going to waste any time. Let me bring in that voice that you just heard, the disembodied voice of the super producer. Man got more hits than Diddy with none of the allegations. He is the Caitlin Clark of production. So many people call him that. That is why we call him Caitlin Dark. And he was the third most successful coach this past weekend, just coming in right behind Mike Vrabel and Mike McDonald. Y'all give it up for Two-Way Ray Williams.
I appreciate you, Brother Nate. And yeah, I just had to cut on the disembodied voice just for one moment for an emergency situation, but I'm glad we were able to get everything worked out. But it's always a pleasure to be with you. And I know that some people are probably, if you're watching this on video, wondering, why does this brother have this hat on? Well, it's because I had to shed some things. You know, at the beginning of the year, you want to make some resolutions and you want to shed old habits. And I had to shed something myself over the weekend. That is my hair.
Oh,
I had to start it fresh. I had to start anew, so I don't have the usual unkempt fade that you used to seeing. So I had to start new. But one brother that I know isn't gonna cut his hair anytime soon.
no, we're not doing this, Ray. You're not just gonna Kenneth Walker skip past what you just revealed to the public. So we're gonna sit here for a second and talk about corporate Raymondo Williams here with the French cut. What was the inspiration for this, brother?
Well, I actually, and I'm glad that you did mention me being a coach. For those who don't know, I'm just an assistant coach. I'm a grunt rather for the wrestling team at my high school that I teach at. And I think last year they had a thing. The wrestlers had a thing where they kind of cut their hair into buzz cuts or like really low cuts right before the playoffs. And seeing as though we do have playoffs coming up tomorrow, I just thought, hey, no better time than now. It's going to suck if none of them cut their hair this year. But I did this for nothing. But I think I just wanted to, start something fresh. Like I haven't cut my hair this low since prior to the pandemic, I want to say.
Okay.
So I think it's
ball like a basketball.
I know.
looking like a member of the Straight Edge Society. Looking like the fifth member of Onyx.
Onyx. and I don't see. I didn't want to do it because when I looked in the mirror, I was like, man, I forget. Like my head, like I don't have like a flat head. I have like an egg-shaped head. So I'm like, man, ain't this some bull? I can't wait till my hair grow back.
But it's good stuff, Ray. You gotta do that for the kids, man.
Indeed.
But you mentioned a brother that will never cut his hair. He is the Samson of higher education. He is the angry intellectual. I'm sure he watched both halftime shows with a critical eye. He is the mayor pro tem of Los Angeles, California. He is the mastermind behind the trade that brought Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for Chris Ely, a.k.a. the Professor. Can we rock? What's up, Doc?
Here's another one that's muted.
Did you mute Chris too, Ray?
No, I didn't mute it.
Be your own people sometimes, ladies and gentlemen.
You're still muted, brother. Chris is on the StreamYard.
I think you did this on purpose, Ray.
I did not do. I think it happened when we were in the. I think it happened when
Ray said, "If I silence those brothers, then it's all about me."
All right, am I heard now?
Yep. Yes, sir.
We can hear you now, Chris.
All right, I'm afraid to plug in my microphone now. So anyway, we'll put that to the side. You picked quite the time to go to shave your head, Ray. I was out there recently. It ain't warm exactly, so.
Well, yeah. That's why the hat fits it better, Chris. And I got like little fur inside.
So hopefully a hat keeps you warm. And I sat through as much of the Kid Rock show that I could sit through.
Oh, God bless you, brother.
I tried. And Megan Kelly said it was so perfect that she cried. I believe she cried. I don't know if she cried from it being perfect. I think she cried from it just not being what I don't understand these magazines anymore. I really fucking don't. I wish I did. Maybe if I did, I could make sense of some of these things. But my God, man. And the game was I loved the Super Bowl game last year because of how slow and lopsided it was. And 2026, just that this Super Bowl said, "Hold my beer." You thought last year was slow and lopsided. Let me show you something. It was not the most. I mean, no one was paying attention to the game. I swear nobody was in my circle, at least. Everybody was preoccupied playing on their phone. That was not the best game, but congratulations to the Seahawks.
Yes. So Ray, can you get us some fair use NFL music real quick? So as we bring up Super Bowl 60 from last night, brother.
Some fair use. All right, I'll do my best.
I mean, whatever we got, like
find something exciting.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
I know we ain't gonna be feeding the ducks. That's too sensual for the Super Bowl. We need something. Oh yeah, didn't we have like something? Here we go.
There it is.
Here we go. I remember
Super Bowl 60, Ray.
Yes, sir.
We got to talk about it. The NFC champion, Seattle Seahawks, versus the AFC champion, New England Patriots. A rematch of one of the more exciting Super Bowls in recent memory. But as Chris mentioned, this one was not as exciting as that Super Bowl back in the day. It was complete and utter domination from the defense, the running attack, and the special teams of the Seattle Seahawks as they defeated the Patriots. Sam Darnold completes his story. Mike McDonald becomes one of the youngest head coaches ever to win a Super Bowl. And Kenneth Walker III is your Super Bowl 60 MVP. So, Ray, as Chris mentioned, the game was what it was. Like, it was boring. And I had a feeling like before halftime, when Seattle kicked that last field goal before the half, I was like, yeah, this thing is done. We can go home, folks. But what did you think, Ray, watching the game last night? You cut the music now.
Yes, sir. Well, and all right. Well, I thought the game was, even though there was only one team scorer, I thought like the defenses were really shining in that first half. And I felt as though the stars weren't breaking out as much as we thought they were, because I think we talked about it. We talked about it last week, where we thought that Seahawks would run over them because of all the weapons that they have with Cooper Kupp and with Kenneth Walker the third, and with Jackson Smith and Jigma, who happened to win the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award. We just thought with all the weapons that they had that they was just going to destroy the defense. But it turns out like Patriots, at least in that first half, they had the bend but don't break defense, where they were just able to hold them out of the end zone throughout the first half. And I think the Seahawks, they pretty much, their defense did what they always do, is just smother guys, which is why they're called the Darkness, which I didn't know until yesterday. So it's a very, 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 very fitting name for that, because I don't think Drake May could see the sun, even in Santa Clara, California. That brother could not see the sun because he was just getting pummeled and covered up and just destroyed. So, and I'll go ahead. Well, I'll go ahead. I'll keep my question to myself. I know I mentioned it to you, Nate, but I do think that is one historic showing of the defense, is like one of the most historic showings of defenses that we've seen within the Super Bowl. Of course, you got 1985 Chicago Bears. You got the Denver Broncos, who pretty much their defense just dragged decaying corpse of Peyton Manning to a second Super Bowl. Like I think you could attribute this as one of like the most historic performances from a defense in NFL Super Bowl history in my view. And it's just, I mentioned Patriots had the bend but don't break defense. They pretty much broke in that second half. like they can only do so much, and then it's like, especially with them coming right back on the field with Drake May getting sacked 6 times and him attributing 2 of the 3 turnovers that they had. And it's just like the defense can only take so much when they're just keep coming back on the field. I think it was mentioned before halftime. I think there were 11 possessions total. I think up to that point, only 3 of them resulted in field goals. The rest resulted in punts. But then it's just like those defenses get tired, but it doesn't seem like Seattle's defense ever got tired. I mean, they did allow that 1 touchdown with the in the second half, but that was pretty much the only little bit of breathing room that Drake May had. So while it wasn't the most entertaining, like I think it just showed the dominance of Seattle's defense, and also credit to the kicker who broke a record and kicked 5 field goals for the Seattle Seahawks, or kicked and made 5 field goals. And just imagine if those were touchdowns, that's a 20-point swing right there. So even with them being up 9-0, I just felt like even then, I just like, they're done. Patriots are done.
You mentioned a lot of great defenses from the past that won Super Bowls, Ray. And I would say that this Seattle Seahawks team is probably most comparable to the Baltimore Ravens team that won because it was a total team effort. So you had this defense, the dark side, doing what they do. But then you also had a special teams unit that was efficient and effective when they needed to get field goals, when they needed to put points on the board. But you also had the punter that did the damn thing, because there was a couple punts that they got within the 10 that really pinned the Patriots back when they tried to get something going on offense. And then finally, Ray, I think when you look at that Ravens team and you look at a quarterback like Trent Dilfer wasn't some all-pro. Trent Dilfer wasn't an MVP, but Trent Dilfer was somebody that just did enough and didn't make any mistakes. And what we saw last night from Sam Darnold, a quarterback who part of the knock on him over the years is he's careless with the ball. He's reckless. He sees ghosts. And last night, Chris, your boy, your Trojan alum, Sam Darnold, didn't turn over the ball not once. He hadn't turned over the ball not once last night. And I think, Ray and I were talking before the show, and Ray's like, man, they could have scored on some of those drives. And I'm like, I think Coach McDonald was like, hey, Sam, it's 3rd and 7. I'm gonna need you to throw this 5-yard slant. If he gets the first down, great. If not, don't push it. And Sam's like, Coach, I can do it. We can get the first down. And he's like, Sam Donald, I said throw that 5-yard slant, and we'll take the field goal if it comes to that. And so I think he did a good job of managing the game on offense. And then Kenneth Walker, the running back, just like had some really timely runs to keep drives going and get first downs, Chris. So it was a boring game in a lot of aspects, but I think it was a total team victory for Seattle.
Yeah, I agree. On both counts, it was a team victory for Seattle, and it was quite the bore fest. I will say this, and congratulations to Cooper Kupp, second ring. So that's 2 for him. There was something about this game that was just different from last year, like first, like there were moments of the Super Bowl last year where I actually got interested in the Chiefs kind of made it look interesting,
I think that was the difference, Chris. Like with Mahomes, even when they were out of it, you're like, it's like one of them monster movies. Like you got to kill the monster to make sure he's dead. And last night, like Drake May looked like a second-year player. Like he was like, I ain't never seen this before, Coach. What the hell we doing? Coach is like, throw the damn ball, Drake, and he's like, I'm trying, Coach.
It just looked like Seattle had them outclassed from the opening snap. They were there to win the game. It just wasn't an interesting game from like a watchability standpoint. I hate speaking in absolutes when we're fresh off of something, like I hate saying something is the greatest thing I ever saw or the worst thing I ever saw, because that's usually recency bias. Or I hate going back to like, well, back in 2007 or whatever, it was that, because then that's nostalgia bias. So I'm just kind of like, but I think if I sit on this one for a week or two, I do think my opinion will be pretty much the same. I think that especially in the case of the Patriots, they really didn't have any business making it as far as they went. So I guess in that respect, you could call their season a success.
Definitely.
But I don't know if that particular team is made for Super Bowl championships in constructed the way it's constructed.
No, I think, Chris, they were at least 2 years ahead of schedule.
Right.
This is Mike Vrabel's first year taking over the team. They only won 4 games last year. Drake May's still a young quarterback. There's pieces that still need to be put together on this team for them to be like one of those Patriots teams you're really scared of. And they also played one of the easiest schedules in NFL history this past season. So they beat up on a lot. They beat the teams they were supposed to beat. But when you're in there with teams that are as good or better than you, then we started to see some of the cracks in the Patriots. In terms of like looking at this game in a historical context, Chris, I think it's funny because the Patriots as an organization have some of the most exciting Super Bowls that we've seen. Like I'm thinking about those Giants Super Bowls.
Right. Yeah.
And then that first Super Bowl against Seattle, that was an exciting game. They've also got some of the most boring ass Super Bowls in Super Bowl history with last night's game. And also I'm thinking of the game against Jared Goff and the Rams.
Right. Yeah.
That Super Bowl was atrocious. And so like, maybe that's just the way the Patriots play. You either going to get something good and exciting and close, or you're going to get a blowout. Either way, that's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And I remember that Rams game. That was still the St. Louis Rams. I remember that like it was yesterday. Once you bring it up, I do remember that game, man. And it was like, and there's part of you that's watching that game last night.
Did the Rams score in double digits in that game, Ray? Look that up for me. I think they may have only scored like 9 points or 10 points at most.
Yeah. I think it was
against the Patriots. I'll look it up.
Yeah. I didn't think they hit double digits, but I could be just remembering it worse than it actually was. But I remember watching the game and just like the game itself. I was hoping that it would be something like the last time the Niners were in the Super Bowl when Kaepernick was still there, and the first half was just a garbage first half, and then like the second half, the Niners woke up and they ended up losing, but it was close. And I was kind of that's how.
Look at that! Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 13-3. That was a Super Bowl, Ray. What's super about that bowl?
Yeah, and that was the thing too. And like people were afraid. I remember seeing on my feeds and stuff that the Patriots weren't even going to get 3 points. I thought that like people were saying that like they will be the first team in Super Bowl history that would get 0 points. I honestly didn't even know that stat until someone brought that up, and they saved themselves from like a world of embarrassment, but it was still not like it just like you said, it just says they're a couple years ahead of schedule, and they need to kind of insert some new pieces there.
It's kind of funny, Ray, because this score, I told you before the show, like some of my family members, my uncles, my cousins had called me in the week leading up to the game to get some tips, for some friendly entertainment purpose only wagering. And the score that I landed on more often than not was 24-13. And so it's like, I was very close, and I told them they were like, "Man, should we take the over or the under?" I'm like, "Take the under, because we know what Seattle's defense was all about." But the Patriots also had a good defense as well, and Christian Gonzalez in that first half, single-handedly kept the Patriots in the game because he deflected a touchdown that should have been caught by Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he also on a deep pass that could have been something great for the Seahawks, deflected that. Like Christian Gonzalez was all over the place in the first half of the game. But then, like you said, Ray, that fatigue, not only the physical fatigue of playing at the highest level of pro football, but that mental fatigue. And like the defense is doing everything, Ray, everything. And the offense is doing nothing. Like not even a field goal, nothing. Drake, man, you can't give me nothing. And so like I told you before, like one of my favorite parts of the game was fourth quarter, Drake May scrambling, trying to make something happen. It's like we all do sometimes in life when we know we about to get fired, Chris, or we about to get broke up with. We try to change for the better, like at the last minute.
Exactly.
Like that'll save us. And Drake May in that fourth quarter was starting to play like Drake May had all season. He scrambled to the sideline, got pushed out, fell down, and his coach, Mike Vrabel, lifted him up off the ground and put him back out there on the field. And in my head, like, I ain't saying Mike Vrabel hated Drake May in that moment, but you could see the disappointment in his face. He's like, come on, brother. You want to try now, Drake May? So we doing now, my boy?
Yeah. For a brief moment in time, the Toronto MC Drake was only the second worst, second to worst Drake on the planet. If you're that fan base,
Wow.
Just for a brief period of time.
Just for last night.
Right, yeah.
But it's funny that you bring up Aubrey, Chris, because I thought all along that the Seahawks were going to win this game. But the moment that happened yesterday, Ray, that clinched it, that solidified it in my mind, I was closing up the shop at work. And one of my buddies at the job was like, "Oh, snap, it's over for the Patriots." So like, what you mean? He's like, Drake just bet $1 million on the Patriots. And anybody that knows Aubrey's history with Drake bet $1 million on the Patriots. And Drake, historically, Chris, at least for the last 5 years, whether it's Super Bowl or NBA Finals, if Drake bets on your team is going to lose.
Right.
And so as soon as he put that bet down, I was like, yeah, it's over for the Patriots, man.
Right.
It's also the same.
Go ahead, Ray. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say real quick, it's also the same for MMA because he put money on Israel Adesanya to win, and he ended up getting knocked out by Alex Oliveira for the middleweight championship.
I understand the Israel. I understand that bet a little bit better because Israel is a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? It's it made nobody thought the Patriots were winning that game. Like I wasn't even paying attention to the season that closely this year, and I knew the Patriots weren't winning that fucking game. We all called the Patriots not winning that game.
That is true.
It's Drake. I mean, because here's the thing too with celebrity and money and wealth and this kind of thing. Like, celebrities, if you hear someone's net worth and they say, "Oh, they're worth $30 million," it's a very rarity where they've got like $1 million on them in liquid cash.
Exactly.
That's just not something that happens. Like even Oprah, as rich as she is, she's worth like a couple billion or so. She's not gonna have like more than probably like 20 or 30 million of liquidity on her, right?
Right.
Drake, that is a very stupid fucking bet, man.
I mean, to be fair though, Chris, Kendrick did try to tell us, man, and Meet the Grams. He said, you got gambling problems, drug problems, bad with money problems. He told us about this man and his spending habits.
Right, yeah. I mean, what's wrong with a $10,000 bet, man?
Right.
He doesn't get the headlines though, Chris. $1 million. You're like, oh, he doing something big.
Yeah,
go big or go home, Chris.
Yeah, that is reckless, man. If I'm a industry lady, looking for a guy, I wouldn't be getting with someone like that reckless with money.
I mean, to be fair though, if you're an industry lady, you might want to get with a guy that's reckless with his money and take advantage of that.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, if the lady has her own money though, like
depends on what level of the industry she is.
Yeah, that's about to say. Like if she's got her own money, like if it's like Tiana Taylor,
right?
Tiana Taylor is with Pierre now. What's his name? But so that's not. Yeah. So that's not even a possibility. But I'm just saying, if you're like a Tiana Taylor, and you see, and Drake is coming at you trying to holler, you see him make dumbass bets like that. Right. It's like, look, man, we cannot combine money with each other. That's just not something that can happen.
Yeah, if you're on the Tiana Taylor level, that's a no. Tequila level, you might want to. Hey, what Tila Tequila been doing for the last decade, Chris? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but she might be like, hey, I don't know. Drake might bet her money.
Damn. The last remaining millions from Tila Tequila.
Right.
Ray, you said you had some questions though on this overreaction Monday, brother. Well, go ahead and bring them to the group.
Well, I did. So I kind of alluded to one, and you kind of elaborated on it a little bit, brother Nate. But I just wanted to know if you guys thought that this was the best defensive performance in history within the Super Bowl, and also, since it is Overreaction Monday now, do you guys think this is the beginning? I know, Brother Chris, you said don't get used to seeing the Patriots up in here, but do you guys think that this is the beginning of a dynasty for Sam Darnold? Sam Dynasty Darnold? Do you think that the Seahawks are going to make a run? So either question, if you guys wanted to elaborate it on it, go right ahead.
I'll let you go first, Chris.
Yeah, it's not even that I don't think the Patriots will be back in this position. I just don't think they'll be there for the next couple years. I still think they're kind of, like Nate said, a little bit ahead of schedule. As for the Seahawks, I don't know, because I do expect like Jalen Hurts and those boys to be better next year. I expect the Rams might be a little bit better next year. I expect the Chiefs. How long is Mahomes out for?
Probably till mid-season.
Yeah, so yeah, then not the Chiefs then. So I do think that it's really tough for me to say. I can't really I can't judge these things based off of like one game. As far as was Seahawks defense the best I've seen in the Super Bowl, I have to go back and kind of look, because I didn't even study that before I got here, so I don't want to speak in that. But the defense was pretty dominant, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just dominant; it was like a confident defense too. They really looked unbothered by the Patriots. Like it looked like even when the Patriots finally scored, it was like, all right, why y'all gotta like make this, you know, longer than it needs to be? You know, I got parties I need to get to. Or it was like, hey, we'll go ahead and throw you this bone because, you know, we're gonna destroy you anyway. When I saw the score with 6 minutes left of the game, I just knew. I was like, okay, what the fuck are we doing at this point? Yeah. There are some football games I do really believe that when the score is so lopsided that it's best for everybody involved to just end the game. Like, look, man,
just go to a running clock like high school,
right? Like the mercy rule.
Right, yeah, like people got parties to get to. People got things to do. But you know, it was like, I don't know, man. Like, and every Super Bowl is different too. You know, it's always like the vibes always change depending on the team, the way the game is played, the circumstances, if you want to set like Seattle, I guess you could say they had home field advantage given their adjacency to Santa Clara. And the weather relationship. I mean, Seattle is a lot more rainy than Santa Clara, but as far as it's still more a climate more suited for Seattle than it is for New England, right? So, but yeah, man, that I can't say it was the best defensive performance yet, unless you guys start reminding me of some games. But I do think it was a dominant defense, and I think it was a confident defense, and probably the most confident defense I've seen in the Super Bowl, and probably the last 5, maybe.
Well, real quick, Nate, I know I wanted to go ahead and get your opinion on both of those questions. Like I said, I know you elaborated on the first question already, but I wanted to really hear what you wanted to say about that second question. But real quick, before we do, King Davion 320, thank you for the question, sir. And I guess this could elaborate, or this could kind of be tied into that first question. Who do y'all think is the better defense between the Legion of Boom 2013 Seahawks defense and the Darkness / the Dark Side 2025 Seahawks defense?
So I'm glad he brought up the Legion of Boom, because I think this Seahawks defense is comparable, but there are key differences, Ray. When you look at that Legion of Boom defense, pretty much it was a veteran-led defense. You know, you talking about Richard Sherman and those boys. Yeah. This defense this year with the Seahawks, it was a mix where you had like the secondary was primarily younger guys. You know, some of the outside players, the edge rushers, were veterans or free agents like Dexter Lawrence, was a key addition to this team coming from your favorites, the Cowboys. He finally made it to a Super Bowl, Ray, after all those years in Arlington. Finally made it.
The only way he was going to make it.
It's the only way he was going to make it. But I think this year's Seahawks defense, as Chris said, man, very confident defense. They played as a team, like on every level. They played as a team and they complemented each other. But I don't think you had like that standout star, like a Richard Sherman with the Legion of Boom, like a Ray Lewis or Ed Reed with those Baltimore Ravens teams, like Mike Singletary or Richard Dent or Steve Mongo McMichael with that Chicago Bears defense in '85. I think there's been some great defenses over the years. The Steel Curtain for the Steelers back in the 70s, the Orange Crush for the Broncos. Like that Broncos defense with Von Miller that beat up on the Panthers and Cam Newton, like they were a great defense as well. I would say this year's defense it's probably top 10 all-time, Ray. But I think when you're getting into like most dominant, to me, like the '85 Bears still is one of those. And that was back when they let them boys just go out there and just murderize people, Ray.
Right.
Yeah.
Just demolish people. Like, go back and watch some of those '85 Bears clips, man. It's like somebody stop this. The barbarians. It's like they didn't give a damn about the quarterbacks back then.
Yeah, that was the Super Bowl shuffle year.
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah.
Like so many of those quarterbacks, man. Like Jim McMahon can't even walk into a room without some sunglasses on, man, because of them hits he took back in that era of football. Right. And so, I think '85 Bears, the Ravens championship team, those would probably be my top two. And then, if we're going like Legion of Boom would maybe be third. Like the Giants defenses, man. That year Giants won. Like that was a badass defense. So I think this defense from this year, it's a unique defense, man. Because like I said, you don't really have that guy that you identify like that's the reason they won. It was a collective effort, and so collectively they may be one of the best defenses of all time, Ray. But then to your other question,
yes, sir.
Is this the start of a Seattle Seahawks dynasty, Ray Williams?
Can Macklemore get excited about numerous titles?
No.
No,
not even close, right? Because here's the thing, Chris already mentioned it, man. It is really tough in the NFC because not only do you have to worry about in their own division, a 49ers team who's always kind of hanging around, a Rams team. Like next year is going to be a big year for the Rams because it's probably going to be Matthew Stafford's last season. He won the MVP this year, and so they're going to go all out trying to send him off with a Super Bowl, with another Super Bowl ring. So you got the Rams, you got the Seahawks within that same division. You've got in the East, you've got the Eagles, who have been to a few Super Bowls the last 3 or 4 years. You've got the Commanders, your commies, Ray, who might be on the come up with a fully healthy Jaden Daniels. Don't sleep on them Cowboys, Ray. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. And then we go to maybe the best division in all of football, and that's the NFC North, where the Vikings are in the mix if they can figure out what the hell they do in the quarterback. The Packers, are always in the mix. The Bears took a step up this season. And then you go to the South, Ray, to the South. And who knows what can happen in the South, Ray? It's a lot of crazy things in the South, man. That's true. I think just the road is harder for a team like the Seahawks. Could they get back? Sure. But I don't think it's a dynasty in the waiting. And as Chris alluded to, for the Patriots, this may be a dynasty beginning, but it's a dynasty that we're going to have to hold off a few years for because I don't see them winning next year or the year after, particularly if Mahomes gets back healthy to full strength, either next year, if they could, my dream scenario for the Kansas City Chiefs, Ray. This is if I'm booking the Chiefs season next year. Okay. Let's say we ain't getting Patty back until week 9, maybe.
Right.
You got to find somebody who can rally the team, Ray. Okay. Somebody who can lead these men. Yeah, he might throw a few interceptions every now and then, but he's a leader of men. Jameis Winston, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, Ray. Look, if you have Jameis thought for 9 games, you ain't gonna go 9-0. I'm telling you that off the bat, Ray. You ain't going 9-0, but you might eat about 5 W's and be 5-4, and that's just good enough for when Patty gets back for him to take the baton and lead him back to the playoffs. So it's a lot out there, Ray, because the NFL is a league that almost designs and legislates parity by the way things are set up. And so dynasties are rare. We saw one with the Patriots. We saw one with the Chiefs. But before that, you got to go back to like the Steelers back in the day. And so, yeah, like I think Seattle's going to be in the mix, but this ain't no damn dynasty, Ray Williams.
Gotcha. All right. Well, one person who also thinks it isn't going to be a dynasty for either side, at least for next year, is brother Charles Durham on Instagram. He says Super Bowl next year. I'm calling it now. Falcons with the red helmets and unis versus the Browns. LOL. So you see how serious he gets with that one.
Okay. You talking about Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders? Facing off against his old coach. The ratings for that would be so bad. Like the only people we'd be watching would be in Atlanta and Cleveland and me.
Right, yeah.
Stranger things have happened. And of course, we would be remiss since you went through all of the NFC North except for the stomping grounds of our own downtown Gerard Brown in Motown with Detroit biting kneecaps. They're always in the mix as well.
Yeah, they could be in the mix as well. So yeah, the road is just harder in the NFC than even though you've got some really good quarterbacks in the AFC, they've all got flaws. Like Mahomes is hurt. Josh Allen can't get out his own way. Lamar Jackson is a lesser version of himself in the postseason. Josh Herbert ain't never won a damn thing of note in the NFL. Your boy Sunshine is down in Jacksonville. Like he is a good quarterback, but I don't think he's a Super Bowl quarterback yet. CJ Stroud self-destructed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's like I think I'd be more confident in the Patriots getting back than the Seahawks, just because it's a lot tougher for the Seahawks to get back.
Yeah, I understand that. And to echo that point too, even with the Broncos, even if their quarterback returns, and then like it's still kind of slim pickings. And like you mentioned, like it wouldn't be a surprise if Seahawks don't make it out of their own division, let alone make it out the conference. Right. With just all of those sharks hanging around. So
like for real, like if I had to pick an NFC team right now, just based off of speculation and projection, I might have to lean towards the Rams because they gonna be trying for it, man. They're gonna be trying for it. Like, not that all the teams aren't trying for it, but I think the Rams realize that their window is closing. And next year it's probably gonna be closed once Stafford retires. So they're gonna load up for one more run.
Yeah, unless they trade and get another quarterback up in there.
Shedeur Sanders.
It should do. Hey. And you know the Rams, they always willing to pay for their team. They're like F them picks.
They're like, we need a Pro Bowler. Somebody call Shedeur. Shedeur, you want to coach? You want to play quarterback for the Rams? I'll do it, man. It's just perfect timing, man. But Ray, we talked a lot about this game, man. Again, hats off to the Seahawks, man. Congratulations to everybody out there in the Emerald City, man. Sir Mix-a-Lot, Macklemore, Sam Darnold and them boys, Kenneth Walker, all of them, man. They did their thing. But there was an even bigger battle last night, Chris. It was a matchup between salsa and segregation. A matchup between reggaeton and racism, okay? A matchup between Bad Bunny and bad actors. Of course, we are talking about dueling halftime shows. We had, of course, the official NFL halftime show presented by Apple Music, which featured Bad Bunny And then if you didn't want to watch that, you could turn over to the Trinity Broadcasting Network, which not a lot of people have. So most people watched it on YouTube and watch the America First halftime show featuring Kid Rock and a bunch of country people I ain't never seen.
Yeah. I took their names down. I'm trying to look for it.
Oh,
yeah. Because I wrote an article on this, and I actually this morning I wanted to make sure I was getting everybody's name right. The only
trust
person
me, I got you, brother.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, because I know we got a lot of thoughts about the Turning Point USA halftime show. Let's start with the good. Let's start with Bad Bunny. Let's start with the Benito Bowl, fellas. And what were your thoughts on Bad Bunny's halftime show? We'll go with you first, Chris.
Yeah, I thought it was good, man. I was hoping he wouldn't speak English, and he really didn't, outside of saying God bless America. I think he said that once, maybe throughout the whole song.
Yeah.
And then it was cool to see Lady Gaga out there, and Ricky.
That was Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm like, because I guess, look, I'll go first then, Chris, because I gotta be honest with some of these thoughts, man. So first of all, I like the show overall, but the thing was, I ain't know nan one of them songs, right? Not nan one of them songs. I was waiting the whole time, like, you gonna slip the Booker T joint in, so at least I could groove a little bit on that one, because I know that one, Bad Bunny.
The book.
He's. You know what I'm saying? And no, Booker T. Like, I know that one, Bad Bunny. I know that one, dog. I was waiting for that one. He ain't give us the Booker T joint, so I was like, okay, that's cool. But you know, he gave us a lot of songs that I'm sure the Bad Bunny fans like. But I'm like, I don't know, not nan one of these songs. I'm grooving to it, but I don't know, not nan one of them songs. And then, you know, he had the stage set up. It was a beautiful setup. I think like, in some ways, it was a nice kind of counterpoint, or not even counterpoint, kind of a compliment to what Kendrick did last year. And so, like, he starts in this cornfield, and he walking through the cornfield, grabs a football, he's talking to all his people, stops at the bodega, stops at this little spot, and he's walking through the cornfield, and then he comes out on the stage, he does his thing. Oh, snap, Bad Bunny fell through the stage, y'all, what happened? And then he's like, oh, I was just playing, I'm walking out the door. That's at the bottom of the stage. And then he walks up, and then this lady's singing at this wedding that's part of the scene. And I'm like, who this lady is? Like, she looked like Scarlett Johansson a little bit, but I know Scarlett Johansson can't sing, even though she is omniracial. And I'm like, who the hell this lady is? And then I'm like everybody's excited to see her. So I'm like, I don't know. And then there's another dude that's sitting on like a light pole, and he starts singing. I'm like, I don't know this dude either. So he had a lot of people who I didn't recognize, a lot of songs that I didn't recognize, Ray. But to Chris's point, the music was the message. And when they got to the end, Chris, you can bring me out now, Ray. When they got to the end, Chris, and he walked through his whole crew, and everybody got flags, and he was like, Cuba, Dominican, Haiti, and I was glad he threw Haiti in there. He's just going through all these countries, and then he's like, and me homeland, Puerto Rico, God bless America, Bad Bunny, he's gone. And then I was like, okay, I don't know nothing that happened in that show. I just saw a message of unity and some people I didn't recognize this, and some songs that I didn't know the words to in English or in Spanish. But it was a good time, brother.
Yeah. And then and Ricky Martin too. I didn't even my wife recognized
so that's the other dude then that I didn't recognize was Ricky Martin.
Yeah, my wife recognized him before I did.
See, okay, I'm taking a point off of the show now, because you don't bring Ricky Martin to the Super Bowl halftime show, Benito, and not do some Living La Vida Loca type remix, cuz. That would have set it off. I'd have been like, oh snap, he got Ricky too.
Right. So it was like cool. The only thing I do wish that he had some like other guests, you know. If I'm gonna judge it based off of last year's performance, both the last year's Rock Nation card, I'd probably pick Kendrick Lamar a little bit more just because, seeing, Sam Jackson was just great. I thought he added a lot to the performance. I thought Serena added a lot to the with the crip walking and all that. Yes, it was really good. This one was really good too, as far as like the pomp and circumstances around it as well. Just that what makes this one good and why a lot of people, one of the reasons why it might be remembered as being better than last year's is just because of the just unnecessary backlash and stuff, and idiots saying like, go back to your country and stuff like that. And just don't understand the politics of Puerto Rico, the racial dynamics of Puerto Rico, all of that. Thinking, and I saw this from a few black magas. I think Terrence K. Williams was one of them, but it was a few of them. And they were talking about the NFL they care more about wokeness than they do about a Super Bowl that everyone cares about, and just stupid shit like that. And I said this in the article I wrote this morning, and that was another thing too. I was hungover when I woke up this morning. I'm hungover now.
Damn, Chris.
I drank like 2 mango carts and it just messed me up. But I was gonna say, I don't like being in a position where I'm having to defend Roger Goodell and the NFL. And when I say defend, I mean more so like put things in perspective. Roger Goodell is not woke. He's never has been woke. He never will be woke. What he cares about is making money for the Super Bowl. Money. Yeah, exactly. Man. Might as well come out to that, because I mean, the NFL is a bottom line business,
Yep.
That's why they had Apple Music help them put together the halftime show. That's why Rock Nation is there. That's why Jay-Z got hired, because Jay-Z is a rich guy whose fingers on the pulse of what's hot. He's a businessman, and like he says, he's a business man.
So let him handle his business. Damn.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's why Kendrick Lamar was placed in, not Kendrick Lamar, well, him last year, but that's why Bad Bunny was placed there. They got 18 million views off of YouTube for that performance. That it got posted to the Associated Press's website last night too. And I think it got like an extra 5 million views. It just went crazy. And it's all about making money. The thing that there is money in being woke, or at least there's money in cosplaying and pretending to be woke. There's a lot of money in that. That's why Bad Bunny was chosen. And I think a lot of people in this stateside might not understand Bad Bunny's appeal, but on any given year, especially over the course of the last few years, it goes like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Bad Bunny, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, it goes. One of those three is usually the top artists in the country. And then you can add Kendrick Lamar right up there with them. Those are the big artists. Those are the artists that people are buying. Those are the artists that sell out concerts. Kid Rock has not been relevant in a long time. His music has never been like great. I mean, he's had some catchy songs. I'll give him that. You know, it's like he's all right to listen to. If it's on the radio, no one's like spending money on a fucking Kid Rock album, and like the Turning Point concert, and I did watch it for a few seconds. I couldn't sit through it, so we'll have to rely on Ray for the blow by blow with that. But the concert was so lame that the audience it was for and the main person it was for, Donald Trump, didn't even tweet about that concert. He tweeted about how horrible the Bad Bunny concert was. So it was basically a Streisand effect all night by the Republicans, because the more they talked about what was going on the Super Bowl, the more people watched it. I saw stuff from that one idiot lady. I never knew who she was until I started writing about it this morning. Jill Zarin, I think her name is. She goes on Instagram and just starts bad mouthing what's her name? Bad mouthing Bad Bunny and made fun of made fun of Lady Gaga. I guess she said Lady Gaga had a facelift or whatever, which is very rich, because this lady looks like she would literally melt driving a convertible on a hot LA day. It looked like she would literally turn into a blob of wax. If she did something like that, but she's making fun of Lady Gaga, whatever. Okay. And I hate the most when Republicans say, I'm not taking a side, I don't have no dog in the fight. And try to pose like they're not a Karen but then say the most Karen thing they could say. So it again, the performance was a good performance. If the thing is it's a different genre of music for a lot of people. I like reggaeton. Bad Bunny is someone I listen to, but he's like as far as late reggaeton artists I listen to, it's going to be more along the lines of Don Omar, Kaduro, stuff like that. I like Daddy Yankee's all right. He got on my nerves in 2008 when he was riding with John McCain, but like they played a little bit of Daddy Yankee. Super.
I ain't gonna lie, Chris. That was like the main part. Because I enjoyed the show, but like when they telling I was like, oh, they about to do the Gasolina joint, and then they was like, no.
I was hoping that might have redeemed Daddy Yankee for me a little bit. He got on my nerves quite a lot in 2008. I still like John McCain. Wasn't my cup of tea politically, but I wasn't like. With John McCain, if you voted for him, I was more like, okay, you're just someone that I don't align with politically. Yeah, not like you're an evil person. I
can see why a person would vote for John McCain. I don't agree, but I can understand it at least.
Yeah, I can understand it too, especially if you're a Cuban and you've been sold all that bullshit about all the Democrats are communist and stuff, and they're going to take you back. Those motherfuckers found out real fast who the communists were. And I ain't talking to all Cubans, but the ones of y'all that fell for the okie doke, man. I got nothing for you but thoughts and prayers, man. I feel bad for the relatives that you put in this position. But yeah, man, y'all screwed yourselves royally. I fully expect that vote to turn completely around in the midterms. I'd be surprised if it doesn't turn around. I'll be like, my God, the Cubans are riders, man. They are in it till they are down for whatever, man. Because if y'all motherfuckers vote for that dude again, I don't know, man. Shoot, I just don't know, dude. I don't know if there's any hope for the country anymore.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
That to me is still the funniest thing in the world, man. Even
remix,
even if it ain't funny, it's still funny to me though, because the dude is saying, "I will vote for Donald Trump." He ain't even in America no more.
The lady that wrote that song for that guy, they shipped his ass back to Cuba, man. It's like, did you not know that they were going to need to make examples out of people? You know?
Now just imagine him somewhere in some Cuban ghetto, just looking down. Ray got a bottle of alcohol, just. I will vote for Donald Trump.
I got into an argument with this girl about this dynamic you were just talking about. I got into an argument with this girl and this other guy. After this stuff happened, we were asking him. I think a few other people at Lincoln Square were talking about it too. And like, do you regret your vote for Donald Trump? And a few, like, and this is why I think politics is sometimes toxic, because some of them were like, nah, he did what he wanted to do. He did what he had to do. This one guy had his wife get deported, and he said, and then you're asking him, well, do you wish you would have voted a different way? He's like, no, I still believe in Trump. I'm like, Negro, do you love your fucking wife? Like, dang, if my wife got deported over a dumbass politician that I could have made sure that didn't happen, you think I'm going to be sitting here saying, oh, nah, I did the right thing? No, you dumb fucks. You did the wrong thing, you know? And that's kind of like this pride, and there needs to be shame. And I was when we had the whole,
when you shame Brittany,
you gotta feel that. You have to feel that. You're not gonna learn any lessons if you do not feel shame for your mistakes. You know, I voted.
You know what, Ray? You know what's crazy?
What's up?
And it could just be because of her work schedule. But Brittany ain't been back since, dog. Chris shamed her off the network, cuz.
Yeah, I feel bad for that too. But I mean, she was at least with her, she was in a state where
her vote didn't affect the balance.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is like I can speak from experience with this, because in 2000 I voted for Al Gore. You know, I don't go around, not Al Gore, I voted for Ralph Nader. I don't go around bragging about voting for Ralph Nader. And when people ask me if I'm proud of that vote for Ralph Nader, I'm not like, yes, I'm proud. No, it was a dumb thing to do. It was not a smart thing to do, especially considering what followed. You can make the argument, well, we at least got Barack Obama as president. I'll give you that. That's something I think was inevitably gonna happen anyway. But also, what Bush did in that 8 years he was given could have been prevented if people in 2000 voted for Al Gore in a good amount of numbers. Now, there were other reasons Al Gore lost, hanging chads in Florida and all that. And the Supreme Court did their fuckery that they usually do. But I mean, we could have prevented a lot of stuff. When it comes to this year, if we make bad voting decisions, we've got to be able to say that was the wrong decision. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say that. The goal is not to live in shame forever. It's you feel shame so you have a bridge to growth and not make those decisions again, right? I've like anytime I've done something embarrassing, I'm ashamed of myself. You know, I'm not. It's like, you know, I shouldn't have did that. Like I've done stuff like that on the air. I've felt shame over wrong things that I've done. You know, and again, it's not living. It's not like taking a bath in shame and all that stuff. It's feeling it so you won't do it again.
Right.
Like I remember there was this girl from Ethiopia that I was dating in the 2010s. And we went to a comedy show at the Comedy Union in Los Angeles. And the comedian there, he was a funny comedian, but then he started telling like all kinds of like Ethiopian jokes, just one after another after another. And I'm looking at the girl that was my date, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, you know, we can leave anytime you want to. We don't have to be here. And she was like, no, it's fine and all that. And then after the show, the comedians sometimes they set up shop outside and they're selling their posters and whatnot. And he was like, and then but the girl that was my date said, you were funny on the stage. And I was like, yeah, it was a good show, man. And then he was like talking to us, and then he asked my date, he's like, you got a beautiful accent, where are you from? And then she tells him Ethiopia. And you should see the look on his face after she said that shit. He was like, oh, my bad, man. I'm sorry. Here, let me I'm doing another show in Pasadena next week at the Ice House. Y'all can come. Gave us tickets and shit and said, I'll give you some free drinks and all that stuff. And we went and to this comedian's credit, we went to the show. And he had a completely different set. But that's how shame makes you move. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I did something bad. I did something wrong. I'm embarrassed by what I did. Now let me fix it. You know? It's not something you have to like be prideful of, like, oh, I was right. Like what would have been fucked up if he would have met my day after the show and would be like, yeah, did you like the jokes I was making about the Ethiopians, yo? You know, like did something like that. His reaction was the natural reaction is doing some shit like that, you know? So just feel the shame for a second.
Or Chris, or you could go the opposite way and be like, hey, I know you want us to feel shame, Doc, but check this out. We got our own halftime show, cuz. to show you what real Americans is all about, cuz.
Everybody that was a part of that,
they should have been ashamed.
That was not a good show either.
What'd you think of it? Like the little bit that you watched?
Well, the little bit that I watched, I didn't recognize anybody. That was a thing. So,
yes.
So like, I've never heard of Bentley Gilbert, Lee, whatever the guy's name was,
Lee Bryce.
Yeah, I never heard of those fools, you know.
Sounds like an NXT tag team. Bentley Gilbert and Lee Bryce.
Right, yeah.
The Outlaws.
It was like even the song that Kid Rock sang, I never heard of that one. And I know a few Kid Rock songs. I heard that there was a rights issue with the music. That's why the performance got yanked off of Twitter, because of the publishing company that actually owns Kid Rock's music. What Kid Rock wasn't allowed to use it or something, which is something artists you know, you gotta make sure you got a handle of your masters, your publishing, and all that shit. But it, you know, it was. I mean, they're not the first people to do an alternative show during the Super Bowl.
So all right. So let's stop right there, Chris. Let's stop right there because so many people over the past week have brought up this point. Now, let's talk about the alternatives to the Super Bowl halftime that we've had in the past. Of course, for all of the wrestling fans in attendance, we had halftime heat.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing for us back in the day. But the biggest example of counter programming to the Super Bowl halftime was the In Living Color halftime show.
Right, yeah.
And the reason that show existed was not because In Living Color was making a political statement, not because In Living Color said this isn't an American halftime show. It's because halftime shows at that time were boring. It was upper people.
Yes.
It was figure skaters. It was marching bands from high schools and colleges. It wasn't no damn extravaganza. So Living Color went up against the Super Bowl, had a convenient timer in the corner of the screen, right, to know when to turn back to the game and put on one of the funniest shows, live shows that they've ever done. And it was so impactful that the NFL got their act together because the next year, Chris, they was like, nah, cuz we can't let them do this again. Somebody get Michael Jackson on the phone. Yeah. And that's how we got Michael Jackson performing.
And they got Michael Jackson to perform the halftime show. And just to solidify it at the beginning of the show, they got Whitney Houston singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
They just weren't gonna be having that shit again, you know. Nope. So it's like, it's so again, there's precedents for this, you know. They've done the celebrity death match during this, you know, this stuff too. I mean, the thing is like, if all the rednecks and hicks and hillbillies want to watch Kid Rock, you know, do a Super Bowl performance or whatever, go ahead and do it. But I mean, you're not hurting anybody's feelings by doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know what goals you're going to accomplish. Roger Goodell isn't going to be like, oh yeah, so Kid Rock, let's next year make Carrie Underwood the halftime performance. That's not going to happen. They're gonna put the popular artists up that everybody likes, that make noise, that are going to make the show interesting. To put this in perspective, last year Kendrick Lamar's performance did better than the entire Super Bowl. The show did 127 million views. Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance did 133 million views.
Wow.
You know, and I'm gonna venture to say that when the ratings come out on Tuesday, Bad Bunny's gonna be in that neighborhood.
Yeah, right. Maybe even higher.
Yeah, maybe even higher. You know, because it was a tour de force performance. You know, it was something he put a lot of effort into. It was flawless. He wasn't making any kind of like mistakes. He didn't stumble on words. No wardrobe malfunctions. No, like the set looked clean and clear. Mm-hmm. The people were into it. It was good stuff.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Bad Bunny's performance, like Chris said, man, it was a great set. Like, obviously, I think the Kendrick halftime show was better, but then again, that was a show that was programmed for me specifically. Right, yeah. And this was a show that was not made for me in that same way, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of our Latino brothers and sisters that thought this was the best halftime show ever because it spoke to them. And so you can be woke, quote unquote, if you want to frame it that way, but you can also have something that is successful and makes money. And so, yeah, I thought they did a great job. But then when you flip over to the Trinity Broadcasting Channel, Ray Williams, and you see this little rinky-dink stage with the roller rink lights around it. When you see your headliner, your man, Mr. Kid Rock, coming out in his Saturday best, just a t-shirt, a cowboy hat, and some shorts, people. That's what we doing. Ain't no extravagant outfit or nothing. Kid Rock. And you want me to ball with the ball. Well, no, we not ball with the ball, brother. Right. But Ray, what did you make of the halftime war between Turning Point USA and real Americans that was watching Bad Bunny?
But hey, before you answer that, Ray, that
ahead.
show was also on the Trinity Broadcasting Network.
Yes, that's where it was broadcast on television, but most people watched it. Most people watched it online on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw
most people ain't got the Trinity Broadcasting channel.
Wow, man. The TVN has gone downhill showing that kind of fuckery, man. Like wow. Anyway, I'm so sorry about that, Ray.
You're all good. Yeah. You're all good. So I'll first start out with my history of Bad Bunny leading up to this point. So okay. I first heard about this brother. I believe it was a Corona commercial featuring Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was on the Shell phone, right? In the beach. And then he's just talking, and he's like, who this? And then this Puerto Rican brother who I've never seen before, had no idea who he was, just said, hey, Baboni. I'm like, who is Bad Bunny? I ain't never. Who is Baboni?
Yeah.
And then fast forward like 6 months, this man Bad Bunny is on WWE. I'm like, where did this man come from? How did what does he do? Like, I didn't know this man.
Everything, right? Adam. Everything.
I didn't know this man from Adam. I ain't know this man at all. And so little did I know that this brother was like a superstar, like a reggaeton superstar. So then I started to peak game a little bit more after he was on WWE, and it was like just the. And then I think I listened to I used to listen a lot to NPR, and they had a podcast called Code Switcher, which delves into like the intersection of race and politics and culture and all that stuff. And they did an episode on Bad Bunny and how his music not only is just music for the sake of being music, but there's some political overtones as far as not only with United States of America, but also with being proud Puerto Rican and also trying to rise up against the stereotypes within Puerto Rico and rise up against the like the underpinnings of the Puerto Rican government upon their own people. So so then I was like, man, this brother, okay. and so I'm seeing like the evolution of his star growing and growing and growing. And so I think last night was pretty much like not a climax, but I think that this is now he's at his height. He's like at his zenith now, especially with having that particular stage. And so I thought the show was good. Like you, Nate, I think I knew one song, and that was in the beginning, but of course I don't know the words. I just know the beat. And and I know he says I like 28 times in a song. So so I knew that much, but then I started to kind of peep game. And again, even though I didn't know the songs, it was kind of like he was taking you, like he did his songs like the first two, but then he was kind of taking you through a history of music in Puerto Rico, like you mentioned with the Daddy Yankee, the Gasolina. And then I think later on you started moving into like the older songs where it's kind of like more merengue based. But he didn't have the singers up there, but I think he was kind of trying to channel the history of, especially when you have this big a stage and you don't have people who normally listen to music from Puerto Rico that often. like you do want to introduce them to just like the classics and history. And then you also with Puerto Ricans in America, like in the United States, you also want to be like, hey, this is our history too. Like you can recognize this through me. And so I thought that was great. Like you mentioned, like there were some stars in there who were unrecognizable, like you mentioned with Lady Gaga, or I think as someone called her online, I believe they called her Lady Guadalupe Hernandez Gaguita. And so yeah, and it was interesting too that she sung that song, only song in English, by the way. Be Next to You, which was a duet between her and Bruno Mars. Right. And I believe Bruno Mars's full name is Peter Jean Hernandez. And that brother couldn't get up on stage. Where were you, Peter Jean? This is supposed to be for your peoples. Nah. He
Bad Bunny was the star of that. Yeah, we having Bruno Mars up there trying to upstage him and shit.
Just can't.
But yeah, I did think that was an interesting choice, though.
Yeah, and then as our resident holder of the Shula Fala, aka Upper Mid Card, aka Upper Feature Act, Jay Lacey said, we had an appearance, and I didn't even catch this, from Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba was in there, and I saw some screenshots. Doggone Pedro Pascal snuck up in there.
Mr. Fantastic was in the building.
He was just hot, chilling in the background. He was like, "Where's Waldo?" I couldn't even tell where that man was. So
okay.
You had
okay, Ray, before you finish though, hear me out.
Yeah.
All of that symbolism and the cameos, that's wonderful. But I think you and even Jay Lacey would agree, man. There's a reason why Bad Bunny is who he is and why I am who I am. And we had different walks in life. But if it was me, Ray, and I'd heard all this stuff, that 45, 47 hit the button.
Catching me off guard.
Caught you off guard.
You always catching me off guard. All right, do I have it in here?
Is it in this room?
I thought I put it in this room. Where is it? All right, we're going to come back like we ain't never do this. Oh, no, I'm looking in the music. My bad. I forgot the music and the sounds are in two.
Yes, StreamYard has changed up on you, Ray. They switched up on you.
Here we go.
45-47. 45-47.
I want to see how many times.
45-47.
And it don't have a loop thing on it. It just keep going. So I was like, okay.
If I had heard all this nonsense that 45-47 and his ilk was saying, I would have ended the whole show, right? Would have did the same exact show up until the very end. Had everybody with the flags and talk about all these countries. And then I would have been like, God bless America, even though our presidente is loco. And then all of a sudden the camera pans over, Ricky Martin slide up in there. Did somebody say loca?
No. Oh,
you done did it again, Bad Bunny. You done did it again. That would have been the greatest end to the halftime show. But I understand why you wanted something a little more sentimental, Bad Bunny. I just would have thrown Ricky Martin up there at the end. Jamaica, take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. Imagine how that show would have ended. Ray with just gotta me.
Yeah, is Enrique Iglesias from South America, or is he from Puerto Rico or whatever? I'm trying to think.
He is, because I know his father is from
Julio.
South America. Yeah, Julio. Let me see, Enrique. But yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, Nate, because you keep wanting, and it would be so surprising to me if like people who were hate watching that Bad Bunny performance, like our president 45, 47.
Yeah, like just hate watching the motherfucker. Yeah.
If they were hate watching and then they saw Ricky Martin and then they were kind of like you, Nate, it was like, who is that? And then somebody tell them Ricky Martin, and then it'd be like, Ricky Martin's Puerto Rican. Oh, that'll be the icing on the cake. Enrique is from Madrid, Spain.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Oh,
So,
and
yeah.
he's still with Anna Kournikova. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at
Yeah, they got married,
Anna
didn't they?
Kournikova.
Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah,
they
the
were gonna
season.
last this long.
Right, yeah.
Ray was praying on their downfall.
I wasn't.
Yeah, he was waiting for it to shoot his shot. Like
He just waiting for Enrique to spill the milk.
I don't need.
like I was doing with Cherry Johnson before I got married.
Nah, the way she was hating on Serena, I ain't never. Better
Yeah.
not speak on Serena. You better.
She was hating on Serena back
Who's
in the
hating
day.
on Serena?
Anna Kournikova back in the day.
Oh yeah, that was horrible, man.
And then end up popping
Yeah.
for PEDs.
Right,
Then
yeah.
you got the nerve.
Like
to talk about.
Anna Kournikova hate like to me that's kind of like fucking like a Sedell 3 hating on like
Wow.
LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, you know. Anna Kournikova was never good at tennis.
I mean, she was good. She wasn't that good though. She wasn't Serena good.
She won a couple Grand Slams.
Like she wasn't even in my top 10 of female tennis.
No.
Like
But she was good enough to be in on the stage, Chris.
Well, I mean, yeah, but she's also like when and even like when you talk about the physical beauty of Anna Kournikova, yeah, but you gotta also take into consideration the sport of tennis. Like tennis was never historically known for like model looking tennis players, you know, like Martina Navratilova was, you know, she wasn't a pinup girl. Or it was like
that is true.
Billie Jean King or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the bar to be pretty.
You telling me you didn't have a Lindsay Davenport poster in your room growing up, Chris?
I could honestly say I didn't have that. I mean, I'm just saying she was what she was, but like anybody that makes it to the NBA is better than the average player at basketball.
Right.
That's just a fact. But you're not the elite. You know, you're not,
she was never elite.
Yeah, you're not Serena, you're not Venus, you're not anybody that was
Martina
great.
Hingis. My girl Monica Seles when she got stabbed by that crazy dude.
Right, yeah.
Yo, like people don't talk about that as much as they should, right? I know it's 15 years, 20 years since it happened, but people still don't talk about it as much as they should. Monica
Seles
was playing a tennis match, and some random dude, he wasn't even like a muscle dude or a fast dude, he was a fat dude, Chris, and I'm not buying nobody, but he wasn't the most fleet of foot, and he just walked up behind her, stabbed her, and walked away, and y'all just let this happen in the middle of a tournament.
Right, yeah.
It was scary.
The thing is, though, if he was close enough to get on the court, that brother must have paid money. It ain't like it was a random, like a rando who was just walking through the park and then all of a sudden came up on the tennis court. This brother must have at least paid like what, maybe 20 bands. He was like,
it was a French Open too, wasn't it? It was a Roland Garros.
Yeah.
On the clay. That brother walked on the clay.
On the clay. Just stabbed her, shivved her in the back, and walked away. And like y'all didn't see what this man just did to Monica Seles.
Like that just shows you how trusting people are of like white people. Like look at fucking.
I didn't want to say it, but I was gonna say it, Chris. If that was not a Bill Washington, then he wouldn't have got 2 feet close to Monica Seles.
Like look, what's Nancy Kerrigan in the Winter Olympics in '94.
Why? That's exactly what I was thinking.
How do you get that close to? I don't care if you know Tanya Harding. Like, how do you get that close to her? And then they fucking did a movie of Tanya Harding, and start celebrating her like she's some like that. Her was evil.
Yes, the movie was alright though. I ain't gonna front.
The movie's great. The movie is good. It's a good movie. It makes you understand the psyche of her a little bit better too. What's her name? From the Mom Show. She deserved. Yeah, she deserved all the accolades for it. But Nancy Kerrigan didn't deserve that shit.
Right.
She was minding her business, going skate. Like, they try to paint her like she's some kind of when you do that to somebody's leg, does it matter that she's a rich girl from upper crest? Like, she didn't deserve that fucking shit,
Right.
But that's white people for you, though.
Sports was wild in the 90s, Ray.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
You anybody could get it anywhere, anytime.
Right. Yeah.
From the tennis court to the ice rink.
Yeah. It didn't matter when, man.
And then you got some Jamaicans over here just trying to bobsled, right? They just trying to live their life.
That's all they trying to do.
That's all they want to do, cuz. But I sidetracked you, Ray. What did you think of? Finish your thoughts on Bad Bunny, and then what did you think about Turning Point USA, brother?
Oh yeah. I'll be quick on. I'll be quick on the rest of my thoughts. I thought Bad Bunny had a great performance. And like you guys said, I thought it was very unifying at the end, where it says America isn't just the United States of America, but it's everywhere within North, Central, and South America. So I love that unifying message at the end. And like you said, having Ricky Martin in there, and like I said before, having Ricky Martin in there, and then just having like highlights of some of the musical history of Puerto Rico was very good. Brother Nate, you did mention that some people that I think it would hit harder for people of Hispanic descent or of Hispanic heritage and Latinx heritage. So Denise Salcedo, I believe she's Mexican, but she left this note on her Twitter feed, and I'll go ahead and bring it up for you guys. All right. She says, effing beautiful performance by Bad Bunny, proud Latina, proud Mexican, beautiful culture, beautiful everything. And then she has a whole bunch of hearts with a whole bunch of Mexican flags.
Shout out to the homegirl Denise Salcedo. Wasn't she supposed to do our show a long ass time ago? Or am I
don't think she was officially booked. I think she popped in during one of the NWA podcasts and sent us a lovely note. And we like, one of these days we do need to link up, but I don't think it was ever anything set in stone.
Yeah. Shout out to Denise. If you're listening, Denise, I'm gonna give you a shout later. Try to get you booked.
All right. So, with all being said, that's the good. Now let me get up in this TP USA. So I took very detailed notes, y'all.
I bet you did.
Yeah, cool.
Again, if I had to watch it, I'm gonna watch it very intently. So let me go ahead and I'll actually share my notes with you guys so you can follow along with my thought process. Let me bring it up on the screen real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So we started out with the opening act. Well, first off, for something to be broadcasted on Trinity Broadcasting Network, and for something that I believe they put was a celebration of family freedom and faith, or American culture, freedom and faith, there was not one Christian contemporary musician or artist featured in this program. Not no Newsboys, not no Michael W. Smith.
Amy Grant is not trying to do that.
No, Amy Grant.
No Toby Mac.
No, I was about to say Toby Mac.
Stephen Curtis Chapman is like, I'm good off that.
The Grits.
No,
the Grits are like I'm saying like
not one honky and no Negroes. Not
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Negroes in a bit of hot water right now, so I'm surprised he'd be anywhere.
That's true. That's true.
No Jackie Velasquez. If they wanted to counter program, they should have brought Jackie Velasquez out.
Yeah.
So that was very
look. If they was really about their business, Ray, the whole night would have just been a tribute to Carmen. Kid Rock doing Carmen song.
Carmen. Oh man. And so that was one thing that stood out to me. So we'll get into the opening act, which was Brantley Gilbert. And like brother Chris mentioned, not one of these people other than Kid Rock did I know by heart. So we get into the first song, Real American, and not the Terry Bollea version, Real American, which was slightly disappointing. I would rather, if you're going to have TPUSA, Terry, that could be a tribute.
Well, let's attribute that to the right person. That's a Rick Derringer song.
That is his song, yes.
Yeah, not Hulk Hogan's song, which he tried to, because I have to explain this to people because Hogan was, when Obama sang it in 2012, they played that at his inauguration. Hogan was like, "That's my song, brother." It's like, no, that's not your fucking song.
Make the song.
It's Rick Derringer's song.
You just walked out to the song.
Right, yeah, right. Man. Like, God, come on. But yeah, I had to digress. And before that, the USA, the team with IRS, Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham, that was their theme.
USA Express.
Yeah, USA Express. That was their theme before it was Hulk Hogan's theme.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
Yeah, so just wanted to put that in perspective. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No worries. I was only mentioned since Hulk Hogan is more associated with but yes, Rick, and I forgot who sung the song, but you said Rick Derringer, yes. Give Rick Derringer his due. Maybe he should have been it. Well, maybe he turned
he died, and I think he died last year too.
Oh, he passed away. R.I.P. to Rick Derringer. All right. But yes, not that Real American song. So in this song, this brother is mentioning in the chorus how he wants things to be all American made, 100% made in America, and that is the Real American, where it was spotted that this brother was wearing a Louis Vuitton shirt. That means
he's wearing a Louis Vuitton shirt. He was wearing this in America.
He was wearing
break this shit up.
You can't. He was wearing a French a shirt from a French company, in which the line that this shirt was produced on was made in Italy, and it was designed by a Japanese designer. And this brother's talking about Real American. And the shirt usually retails for around $1,400 to $1,500. And he's talking about Real American. All right. So that was a little tidbit that I got from there. And then he goes into his next song, Dirt Road Anthem. And he starts with a slow lead in of his chorus. And then he starts rapping. And like you said, I know the Negro from the two honkies and the Negro is in some hot water, but I don't think they would have had any Negroes yet. They use our culture and they use our music to mix in with their music, which, as a matter of fact, country music was actually kind of started by black people too. But
it was.
Shout out to Charlie Pride. And then for this to be a Christian concert, he had to censor himself at least 4 times in this song. So that good old fashioned faith for you when you on TV. You gotta stop yourself from cussing like at least 4 times. All right. So then we get into the next act, Gabby Barrett, rather. All right. And first song she performs was I Hope. So basically the premise is for her ex, she hopes that her ex finds the perfect woman. She hopes that her ex falls in love. She hopes that her ex falls in love with this woman that is everything he wanted her to be, and then she cheat on her, just like he cheated back on Gabby when they were together. And yes, that is such a Christian value right there. When you get your deal on your ex, such a Christian value
on TBN. Wow.
Yes, on TBN. Yep.
Yes.
But I will say this: she can sing, though. She got a great.
Okay.
She can sing.
Okay.
But,
Cool.
And now, and this brother might have been even more controversial than Kid Rock, and that's saying something. All right, this brother Lee Bryce, okay, he goes through, he sings his first song called "The Drinking Class." It's supposed to be about hard-working Americans who put in a hard day's work and then just want to get home and drink a beer. The drinking class. All right, so then it gets to his next song called "Country Nowadays." And he starts it out, even before he gets into the song, he says, quote, "Charlie gave people microphones so they could say what's on their minds. Well, here's what's on mine." And you already know it's fitting to go down once you bring up Charlie Kirk. All right. One of his lines in the song, basically he's saying, all I want to do is just hang out. I just want to drink beer. I just want to shoot my rifles, and all this stuff is going on in the world, and it's stopping me from just being a regular country boy. And so one of literally line for line is for one of his lyrics, "Be told if I tell my daughter that little boys ain't little girls, I'll be up the creek in hot water in this cancel your ASS world." Again, on TBN, y'all. On TBN. All right. And then he later laments about people burning the flag and smiling, which we really don't even see that much at all. But not questioning once what would cause people to burn the flag. And he didn't mention this Bama Jake Lang, who's up here burning the Quran, even though we have the freedom of religion in our country. But yeah, he didn't mention that once. He just he's like, it's hard to be country in this country nowadays, which is pretty much the line. So that was Lee Bryce, the third person that I didn't know. And then we get to Kid Rock. All right, so you mentioned it, brother Nate. Ba with the ba. I ain't buying with your ba. And then he gets into the second song. So you mentioned this, Chris, is Until You Can't. It's actually a cover from a song made by Cody Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Again, who I don't know. Another person I don't know. All right. So he's pretty much singing this song, and basically it's like, you got to do all of this stuff, get all this stuff done. If you want to go out with your granddaddy and restore that 65 Pontiac, you better go out and do it, because there's going to be one time when you can't. And then he's saying all this stuff, this sentimental stuff about you got to grab the bull by the horns. You got to go out and you got to live your dream, because you got to chase your dream, as it says in the song, because your dream can't chase back. And then he gets to a verse that he wrote all on his own. He says, quote, I awoke one Sunday all alone with this song stuck in my head. And in that moment, something or someone spoke to me. They said there was still a verse that needed to be written for this song, and to get up and write it down. And how I and that's end quote. And how I translated that is, we on TBN, and we supposed to be on this Christian, we're supposed to be on this Christian show. So let me put something about Jesus so I could get my money, because I need this money. So let me just throw something about Jesus in here. And so he wrote this verse saying, somewhere you got a book that needs dusting off, and it tells you about a man who hung and died on the cross. and give your life to Jesus. And so he starts going into his sanctimonious Christian sermon real quick on this verse before he gets back into the chorus. So yeah, those were my highly detailed notes about that. And yeah, it didn't touch it. Oh, two things rather that I want to cover based on the war between the two. First off, Nate, again, you did mention that you did want Ricky Martin to have more shine, but I think me and Chris were more on the same page because Chris brought this brother up and he brought this song up. If only your man Don Omar and Lucenzo come out the stage, I would have been hyped. All right, that's one. And then to see who actually won this war, because they were talking about the TPUSA people having up to 6.1 million concurrent viewers during the time of the halftime Super Bowl. We're not going to mention how many people actually, like you mentioned, Chris, probably more people viewed the halftime show than they did the actual Super Bowl, but we're not going to mention that. We're just going to mention that we had 6 million concurrent viewers, even though somebody brought up online 6 million is barely the entire population of Colorado, but we're not going to mention it.
And they were telling, I don't know if you knew this, Ray, but they were telling people before the Super Bowl to stream it on multiple devices. So they were trying to manipulate the viewership of that shit on. So they were telling people stream it on your phone and your tablet and your laptop and all that shit.
Yep.
And,
stream it anywhere you can. Just have it on.
that was like a trend that was going around Twitter yesterday. It's like,
all right,
you don't have to do this with people that are popular.
Exactly.
You just tell them to watch it and move the fuck on.
Exactly. So there's one more thing I want to mention that will give us a definitive answer on who actually won the Super Bowl halftime award. So I believe the TPUSA was up on, like you mentioned, they took it off Twitter, but they also had it other places. But I'm only going by YouTube, which is free for everybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. So TPUSA, and it live streamed about 4 to 6 hours before Bad Bunny's performance was uploaded into YouTube. So it had a 4 to 6 hour head start. I want to give you guys that context. So TPUSA up to this point right now has 20 million views. 20 million views. It's respectable. It's not bad.
Okay. It's pretty good.
Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime performance right now has 38 million views. Almost double. And it was uploaded later, and that's not to mention how many more views it's going to get.
Right, and it's true. That's also on multiple sites too, because it's on AP, the AP's YouTube channel as well.
YouTube. And to give this context as well, TPUSA, the All-American halftime show, I believe was at 18 million views at like 12 p.m. So ain't much more people watch that. And Bad Bunny just came out the gate and just stomped them even more. So that is the.
Imagine how much higher it would be if Ricky Martin did "Living La Vida Loca." Cuz
my Ricky Martin song is the song he did with the World Cup that year. The Ole Ole Ole.
The cup of life. Ole Ole Ole.
Oh, that was jam. Yeah, that was jam.
Boy, Ricky had some songs, man.
He did have some stuff.
Well, shake your bomb, shake your bomb. What the hell you talking about, Ricky?
Shake your bomb.
Yeah.
He did. He had one that was like he sung with another guy that was Puerto Rican that came out recently. I only know this because it's is this student I used to work with, like outside of school. Like I used to work with him, and he used to love listening to reggaeton. So I just put on the reggaeton playlist when we were in our breaks and stuff. And so he had like a song recently that it's a bop. I mean, it's again all in Spanish, but I got it on like a playlist. I listened to
man. See, here's the thing now. No offense, Benito. No offense, brother. You did your thing, man. You had a message that you wanted to send, and you sent it effectively. But now I'm just like, man, we could have had Ricky Martin doing Living La Vida Loca. We could have had Daddy Yankee doing the Gasolina joint. Man, we could have even called up your boy, brought your boy back, Mark Anthony.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mark Anthony, I need to know. Tell me, baby girl, because I need to know. You could have brought Mark Anthony out there. Could have brought everybody except for J-Lo. J-Lo was not invited.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Leave Jennifer out of this.
Yeah. I would have liked Mark Anthony. Well, she couldn't have been up there because she used to be married to Mark Anthony.
I was gonna say that. I don't know if they still cool or not.
Yeah.
Right.
They got kids together, so I mean that's about it. But Mark Anthony.
I was going to say, have one at the beginning and one at the end, so they don't even interact with each other.
I also like that song by Mark Anthony, Cayocha. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, but yeah, man, it was, it was what it was. Good stuff. I do think I need to say this about the MAGA faithful and the reason why Christian stuff doesn't do as good as pop stuff is, and this is, I said this when I was a believer, I say it now, it's not as good. It just is not. So the stuff is not as good. Like the movies are not good. The best movie of faith that I can think of, it's going to be something like The Passion of the Christ. If I'm talking about it from a cinematic view, The Passion of the Christ is a good movie. The other movies, like those Kirk Cameron movies, the Left Behind movies.
What you know about tribulation, Chris?
Like they're okay.
With fireproof, brother.
Yeah,
you're talking about Carmen.
You can watch them like if you can watch them on a weekend at home. If you pay like $15 to see it at a Cineplex, you're gonna feel ripped off after you do it. I mean, it just is what it is. The God's Not Dead franchises.
Oh yeah,
franchise. Those movies are horrible. They make the Kirk Cameron movies look like cinematic masterpieces. They make them look like Kurosawa movies. Is how horrible those movies are. they're just not good.
I think other than The Passion, the most successful, or at least the most well-made Christian content would probably be the Tyler Perry stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That was my next point. It's like the best stuff outside of that is the Tyler Perry stuff. Let me repeat that. is the Tyler Perry stuff. The Tyler Perry stuff is not necessarily the greatest. Nah. But it's eons, it's eons better than any of those like fake picks. They're not great movies. The plots are very, very simple. The characters are not complex. You get characters saying darn when they probably should be saying fuck. It's like the drama is not there, as far as like as far as like music artists, the music is fine, but when you're given music like awards for songs and stuff like that, you know, for lyrics and all that. The Christian music, it hits like just a couple beats, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that's like you're not gonna get any Christian rapper that's rapping like Jay-Z or Nas. It's not happening, you know. This is just, it just is what it is.
Lecrae can spit.
Lecrae is good. Lecrae's not Jay-Z, man. Come on.
He ain't Jay-Z. But he can spit. But he the only one up like near.
They ran Lecrae out the fucking church. Lecrae is done with those idiots.
Yeah.
Like he might have been like your chance for seriousness.
Yeah.
And you guys play all that those racist games with Lecrae. So I mean, like, you know, what are we doing, man? But
it's almost akin to country music, Chris. Like the thing with country is if you get too popular or too mainstream, then you're not real country. Yeah. The problem with a lot of Christian music or gospel music is when you've got an artist like Lecrae, or even though he's not a great singer or anything, he does produce good music. Like Kirk Franklin got too secular for the church,
right?
Or Monet, he's too secular for the church, and so you have a lot of these artists that just end up, instead of making gospel music, they just make like okay to good R&B, and it's just like there's already a lot of okay to good R&B out there.
And that's the another point too, is like when an artist is good, they're not going to be contained in that one genre of music.
Right.
Like Whitney Houston started off in the church. Whitney Houston was way too big for it to be left in the church. Dionne Warwick is the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's certain levels to this stuff. Like even the like I'm trying to think of who's out today. Like my homegirl, Karima Trotter. I don't know if her name is, but yeah, she's good, but she's like if she ever decided that she was gonna like, you know, start like doing different songs, you know, she'd probably be bigger, you know.
Right.
Like people, like when you're that like genre driven, it's not because Hollywood hates Christians. It's because that lane is very, very limited, right?
Yeah.
Like for me too, it's like if I you know, I can listen to gospel music because I grew up around gospel music. If I'm going to a party, you know, the most gospel they want to hear at the party is going to be something like, and not anymore, is going to be something like Jesus Walks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Not good. It's, you know, it just is what it is. So stop with this fake, oh, everybody hates us, everybody's out to get us. No, they're not. It's just it is what it is, man. And like who's gonna choose to see James, what's his name? What's my dude's name? That was Henry, the guy that was in Superman, the
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Who's gonna, if you had the choice between seeing Henry Cavill in Superman or Willie Ames in Bible Man?
Whoa, the Bible Man was hot in them streets, Chris.
Who are you picking? You know,
Willie Ames, brother.
I just don't think these people that say this kind of crap are realistic with themselves. You know, it's just like if you who are you going to choose? Kid Rock in 2026, not Kid Rock in 1999,
right,
or the year 2000. Kid Rock in 2026 or Bad Bunny in 2026. Please.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And like you said, I think like sometimes gospel tries to flirt with like secular music. Like I know Tasha Cobb Leonard, she had that song briefly, and it's not gonna age well now, but she had a song with Nicki Minaj on there. And it made some noise for a little bit, but it didn't propel Tasha Cobb into like superstardom.
Right.
And I think nowadays you have I like listening to this brother Chandler Moore and Maverick City Music. He does some good music. He does some really good music.
Right.
But I think he makes up for where you were talking about with the limitations of gospel, where it's just like it's kind of like it's kind of one-dimensional to where you can't express yourself fully. You have to stay within the realm of
you have to stay
praise or worship or trying to bring people in. But I think he melts it well where he can express more of himself but still stay within that lane of gospel. But again, it's like you can only open up yourself so much within like gospel music and within Christian music.
Right. Yes. It's a very kind of limited lane, and all the artists, and there've been artists that have crossed over. Yeah. And when they do cross over, they usually do good artists, but they always get either. What happens is they either stay crossed over and don't go back to gospel. Maybe they'll visit it every once in a while, or they do like POD, for example.
Oh yeah,
they did the pop album, and that was their hot album that they did, and it was more than one hit on the album. It was a few, but you know, when you do that kind of music, you have to keep doing that kind of music. If you go back to the other stuff again, that's just going to be the lane that you're in, you know?
Right. You can slide it in every once in a while, but you can't go fully back. Right.
Yeah. And, you know, shout out to Booyaka 619.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? This brother's still getting paid.
They're going to be made for life. Even when Ray retired, they're going to be made for life.
Yeah. And then the other the dude with the Scott Stapp, Creed.
Oh.
You know, you could tease it, but you know, Scott Stapp had his daddy issues and stuff, and you know, now he's doing that. He did that Ronald Reagan movie with Dennis Quaid, you know. So I mean, you know, that's there's a ceiling for that kind of crap, is just the point, you know.
And there were rumblings that Creed was going to be at this America.
Come on, man. Like,
I think there were.
Creed was like, "Nah, cuz."
Yeah.
I'm proud of him for it.
I'm not saying Creed is like on top of the world in 2025, but the furthest Scott Stapp is gonna go with some shit like that is gonna be that Ronald Reagan movie with Dennis Quaid. He's not performing at some turning point fuckery. Why do you guys play yourself like this? Like, seriously, like, why do you do this to yourselves? Like, yo, I hear Creed is gonna be no, it's not happening. Like, seriously, dude.
A reporter's like, Scott Stapp, there are rumblings that you're gonna be at the Turning Point USA show, and he's like, well, I just heard the news today.
I knew he was going to do.
I'm not playing that shit. Not anyway.
He's not doing that crap.
Like, and then the whole thing with that whole halftime show, it was hilarious because even people that I work with that I know are conservative but not quite MAGA, they're like, that's the stupidest thing. Like that's loser behavior. Like we can't. Like we don't feel appreciated by the NFL, so we're gonna do our own Super Bowl halftime show, right, guys?
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of, Nate? I don't know if you remember in 2000, back when TLC released No Scrubs. Then you had these guys that got
Sporty
mad at
Thieves, no pigeons.
no pigeons. Like, did you need to release that song?
At least that was clever, and they went back and forth for a little while. Like that was fun.
It was fun, but I mean, it's like, why can't you just let the ladies have their song?
And the best Sporty Thieves song of all time, Ray. You can't get $1 from us.
They had then there was when Destiny's Child released Bills, there was a rap like that's, I think his name was like E-Dub or something, and it was like no bills, like
no bills.
Like I just didn't understand. Like I get it, but like.
Yeah, like that one, and then there was when the Her album came out and that dude put out Him. Like I think that was like, come on, brother. Like
it's like
the Sporty Thieves, it was like in good fun, and he was like actually trying to do all of her songs and get paid for all of her songs just in his way, and it's like, nah, brother. It ain't
It just made no sense. Like there was one time where I thought it made a little bit of sense with that Roxanne Shante. That her literal name is Roxanne. So if you're writing a rebuttal to the song about you, if you think the song is about you, makes sense to cash in on that, you know?
Right.
Like, but yeah, these cats with their delusions of grandeur, thinking they're gonna get Creed to perform at your little rinky dink. So I mean, like, honestly, doing something like that is even beneath Kid Rock, and that's saying
should
a lot.
It should be.
If Kid Rock wasn't such a lame ass.
Now, Uncle Cracker, I get it. Uncle Cracker, you got to pay the bills, brother.
Was Uncle Cracker?
Don't disrespect Uncle Cracker like that.
No, Uncle Cracker wasn't there. Uncle Cracker was like, nah, cuz.
Was Kid Rock's black drummer there? The one with the
locks?
Yeah,
I didn't see her. I didn't see her on drums.
No, you know they ain't letting her in there.
That's what
you know they ain't letting her in there, Chris.
Right, yeah. Well, because I think the last time when I checked in 2020, I believe she was still performing with him. I'm not sure if she is now, but
she might still be, but she definitely wasn't gonna be at that damn MAGA show.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to sit this out. Just sit this one out.
Yeah. They should have that should have been a show with all the C&D listers. You know, like Nate said, that shit should have been beneath Kid Rock, but because Kid Rock has fallen off so hard, and Kid Rock is one of those guys that comes from money. He's not for like stretch of the imagination. His dad owned a few auto dealerships in the greater Detroit area. He used to play street because when he first came out, he was a rapper and he hung out with black people. That's why his oldest son is black. That's like he keeps trying to win favor with those people, and that's not an uncommon thing too for somebody to like make their money cosplaying as rappers, and then when they get on, they're like, oh yeah, let me do this now. For Vanilla Ice, it made sense because he got rejected hardcore by the rap community, but but yeah, you know,
if anybody had a right to be at that halftime show, it would have been Robert Van Winkle. And even he was like, no.
I know. He was like, let you remodel these houses and stuff. What he's doing these days.
But Kid Rock is the new school Ted Nugent. He's like, yeah, I'm all in with this MAGA stuff.
Yeah. Where was Ted Nugent at? Why couldn't he do cat scratch Like I'm
right. Like, why don't you go out there and play your one song, Ted Nugent?
Yeah. Like I do wonder about this kind of stuff because it's not like MAGA has no artists. Like I don't think
what's
they
my
have,
man well, I guess he redeemed himself because he messed up himself with the Monday Night Football joint, but then had to come back and do the remix with Jason Derulo and Georgia Florida Line, Hank Williams Jr.
Williams,
I guess he back. He not MAGA no more.
Oh, he's not.
Well, at least he's not publicly because that's that he messed up his whole Monday Night Football bag.
Yeah. I mean, the bag has to be more important than your cultural stuff, man. That's where Gloria Gaynor fucked up, you know. But I mean, I guess she's 80, so she probably figures she ain't got that many years left. So
like, I don't know how long I will survive, Chris. I got to get this bag while it's here to be got.
Yeah, but like I'll just say this: my grandmother was her age once upon a time, and now she's 94. So you don't know how long you're gonna be living. So you know,
I mean, as Kid Rock said, man, you know, sometimes you just got to think about what's going on, Ray. With this, you never know, man. You got to start doing it today, Ray. You can't wait.
Yeah,
somebody or something told me that in a dream.
And take this chance till you can't. As all right, yeah. I was so as you guys are going through that, I was actually looking to see if the drummer was the same. So apparently, I'm gonna switch it here. Apparently, she got rid of the dreads, y'all. So she's rocking this hairstyle, and now. Let me go ahead to this. It's a person. I won't play the actual video. There's a person in the background mysteriously. I can't tell whether it's melanated or not, but he or she back there shares a similar hairstyle to his drummer. I don't know if you could. Yeah, right there back there in the drums, they got the blondish hair. I can't tell what hue they are, but she might have slipped through the cracks.
She got a day pass.
Right.
If Kid Rock says you're okay, then you're all right with us.
Right. Yeah.
Just be out by sunset. She might be in the
I mean, like. Some of these artists I get more mad at than others if they're doing MAGA shit. Like with the Village People and them doing like the turning. Like, how can I get mad at the Village People? I'm not checking for YMCA, you know.
Those aren't even the original Village People, right? It's like,
I don't know if they are or not. I know one of the guys that one of the black guy that was I don't know if he was the cop or whatever the hell he was.
Yeah,
but he originally did not want Trump doing his song, and he put a block on it. But then I guess there was like a publishing fight. So he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just have him do the song. And he never came out fully in favor of Trump, but he was just like, you know, if they want to use the song, we're getting paid to have him sing it.
It's wild. This is how backwards, and we'll hop off at this point and start to wrap things up and to get to our final topic. But it's wild that is one of the songs that they want associated with their movement and with the Trump campaign, because it's the gayest song ever, and I mean that in a good way. Like,
it is,
like, young man, there's a place you can go, young man. Let me show you a show. Like, ain't nothing about that got to do with your traditional quote unquote family values, Donald Trump.
Like, if you grew up in like the Bay Area or Los Angeles or anything like that in the late 70s, mid 80s range, when you hear YMCA, you know what that means. You know, it's like you know what
stay at the YMCA.
you know what
play
it
at the
refers to, all that stuff. But, you know, MAGA loves that song, but I think they just love anything that puts them in a place of popularity. That's why I was always confused why, you know, Kanye West and them didn't like, why wasn't, and I guess it shouldn't confuse because they don't like, they don't like the reason why Nicki Minaj is never going to be popular with that group is because they only like the optics of you co-signing on their bullshit. They don't like your music, you know.
Ooh, that Nicki Minaj Kanye halftime show might have gave them a run for their money though, Chris.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
You know how long I've been on you since Christmas on Apollonia.
Yeah.
That would have been a more entertaining halftime show, Turning Point USA.
Yeah, or singing Monster. Which I think Nicki, that's probably the best song she raps on, in my opinion, is Monster. Yeah, probably.
And I was for some reason I was listening through like the Creed soundtracks for some reason. Yeah, because I at least like the first soundtrack, so I was like, let me just go through and see if they got any bangers on the other ones. And I think she did a song with somebody on the second second Creed soundtrack, Creed 2 soundtrack. It was good. And she rapped really well on it. It was like, okay.
Yeah, she's a serviceable to good rapper. I mean, it's unfortunate that she, with the route she went, you know, because now I can't listen to her anymore. But shit,
she lied on her dead mother, lied on her dead mother, lied on her dead mother.
Yeah. Like I used to like that line
crazy
on her song when she said, she anorexic, but her pockets eating cheesecake. I thought that was clever wordplay, you know.
She gonna put that pussy on your sideburns. Like, wait a minute.
I know, right? Wow. This is my turn. Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, ma'am.
But I will say this though: the problem with Nicki Minaj, and I thought this before all the MAGA stuff, is Meg Thee Stallion is better than her. Cardi B is better than her. Little Kim is better than her, and pretty much anyone of that ilk is better than Nicki Minaj. And that's not even a knock on Nicki Minaj, it's just from a spitting standpoint, you know.
Well, speaking of spitting, we have to talk about a brother that finally embraced himself in February, Chris. A brother that finally, much like Bad Bunny last night, showed love to his culture. We, of course, are talking about the WWE debut, Chris, of Cody Raheem Devontae Rhodes, brother. He finally has leaned into the memes and leaned into who the people have always said he is. What did you make of Cody Rhodes addressing himself on TV as Raheem, brother?
I really don't know exactly what to make of it.
Right.
You know, because he was doing it as a way to emphasize the size of his junk, which
exactly.
Like to a stereotype.
It is, you know, but
to a stereotype, but still a stereotype.
Right, yeah. It was I think this is what I'll say about it. I think Roman Reigns and CM Punk kind of bodied that whole fucking roster when they cut their promo
where you going
on each other. I mean, it just was what it was. They made, and the thing with Cody is on the level of CM Punk and Roman Reigns, right?
Right.
The collateral the hanger honor in that situation is Drew McIntyre. He's not he's not what the other three are.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the best kind of rebuttal you could have in that situation because that was a bodying, man. I don't know if I ever saw two wrestlers that were wrestling each other body the other main event in a way. I've never seen that before. Like they bodied the fuck out of that shit, man.
Right.
It's like, and I like the historical context they used to do it too. So I think what Cody did was the best kind of rebuttal. He didn't even really try to include Drew in it. Like he was like, "Why the fuck y'all talking about me?" You know,
right?
And did the Raheem stuff, and I think he saved face the best he could. I do think that's going to be the SmackDown main event. It's the only. I said this on last month's NWA show. I don't see how you have all three of those guys on your roster and not put them in the main event of a show like WrestleMania. Right? And CM Punk is going to be wrestling in the real main event this year. The night 2 stuff. Not the night 1 crap, because night 1 is not the real main. It never has been
for the people.
Common.
We do it for the people.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Right, it's more for the people. It's the main event is night 2. Always has been. Always will be.
True.
And I do think it's good for that title too, because I thought that title was missing some cachet to it. So having Roman Reigns fighting for it, and then when he actually wins it, because I do think he's going to win it, it gives that belt a little bit more credibility. Because now you had a situation where Drew had it, Damian Priest, those are the lesser guys, but Seth Rollins had it, and now you've got. It's getting higher and higher because now you have CM Punk has it, and then when Roman Reigns gets it, you know it's gonna be feel more like the way the world title felt in the 2000s when Triple H and Chris Benoit and those guys held it, you know.
Yeah, I think when you saw the Z-Bros promo the other night, Ray.
Yeah.
Like they did the damn thing. And to Chris's point, like every year you know which main event the company feels is the true main event. But they don't go so far as Punk and Roman did to shit on the other main event. Which
Jesus
is wild.
Christ, man. Just thinking about this, like
like it's stupid. It was a great segment. Like it was a great promo by both guys. But if you step back and think about it for a second, it's like, was that really the best way to go? Because we didn't diminish the other main event. And you want people to tune in to both nights.
Right.
But in terms of Cody Devontae Rhodes, otherwise known as Raheem to some, I felt like Chris, like I got a chuckle out of it. I was like, oh, he's actually acknowledging it. The closest we've come to this in the WWE before this was the time he started doing Tupac on the run up to WrestleMania a couple years ago. And I was like, oh, is he gonna do it? And he kind of backed away from it a little bit. But it's like he's leaning into the memes. I love that still a lot of people don't get it. Because this is something that Black wrestling fans kind of started and adopted and ran with, and Cody obviously saw this stuff online and got a chuckle out of it. My only thought, Ray, is I like it. It's funny. Even Trick called him Raheem later on in the show. But I hope that and I've got a good feeling Cody knows how far to push it and where the line is. But I hope the company knows what a damn line is, because what could be funny in some aspects, once you cross a certain line, it's like, oh, now the shit ain't funny no more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean the guy who's in charge right now, who dressed up in blackface as The Rock, would take something too far? You think so?
The guy who put Booker T's mugshot up on the Titantron?
Right, yeah.
Guy whose best friend possibly wrote the N-word on the wall during a live segment of Raw. You know those guys?
You got it doesn't see color.
Yeah, I don't see color, right? Except the color I put my makeup on when we were dressing up as a nation. But yeah, I think I think most of this, and you guys mentioned it, I think Triple H / Paul, he's letting these guys just go on their own. I think he's not really writing much for like the top stars. And it was evidenced in that Raw promo between the two, between CM Punk and between Roman. And I think it was evidenced with Cody. And it was also for somebody who is seen as kind of like the lesser of all the champions, like Drew held up well as well. Once he came back and he actually delivered his message, like he kind of accounted for himself well. Like, we know that he's not like on the superstar, like on the top tier, but he's really, really good. And I think he's been using kind of like this internet troll character that he's been developing over the last few years. He's been using that well, and he kind of came off as a babyface on SmackDown with his promo when he was like, he's trying to get pretty much consolidate the entire locker room. And
right, yeah.
And it's going back to like a whole Raw versus SmackDown type thing, like an organic style of Raw versus SmackDown type thing, and not like a manufactured thing that we had back in like the early 2000s.
This is my problem with Drew's promo, and I think you're right on some levels, Ray. But I just think after you get bodied like that, like you really gotta make your match feel important.
Yeah,
and I don't think he did a good job of that. I think Cody Rhodes did a good job of making himself feel important.
Yes, he did.
I don't know if he was like trying to make the match between him and Drew feel more important. I thought his promo was a good kind of rah-rah-esque promo. But I don't think that is making people more interested in him and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania.
Right.
Now, here's another thought process with that, though, is there's a chance that they won't go Drew and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. What I will say, though, is I don't see Cody Rhodes not being in that main event. I think if I was going to pick between like who's got the best chance of being in that main event, it would be Cody Rhodes out of the bunch. But I think in this, I think right now with Seth Rollins injured, I think the best course of action might just be Cody and Drew. It's the easy draw, unless you put Oba in the match and have him fucking destroy Cody. Then I'll be in favor of that. But that's a little too black and ambitious for WWE to do.
I do think we're going to get a 3-way for that night. That's
what I was thinking too. I was like, and I wish they wouldn't do that, but that's kind of like when they do those 3-way matches nowadays, it seems like the 3-way match is going to be the semi-main, the main event in the first night, the semi-main of the weekend. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're probably like Oba would be great, but I think they want to hold off on that just a little bit. Yeah. So we're probably going to get Cody, Drew, and Jacob.
That's what I think. And
because in that way, Cody can lose but not have to take the pin.
That is true. Yeah, that's what I think is going to be the main event as well. That three, I think they got to blow that off somehow. So I think that's what it's going to be. As far as Raheem embracing his heritage, I'm kind of having mixed feelings. I'm kind of having mixed feelings about it as well, similar to you, brother Chris. It's like on one hand, all right, you acknowledge the memes, you acknowledge just the jokes going around, but on the other hand, it's like you took it in an entirely different way, like you said, Nate, with the stereotype. It wasn't as though you took it as though like it's Black History Month and I'm trying to celebrate my legacy. You saw me with Martin Luther King and you saw me. Like, you ain't go that way. You just took it to the, I got big junk. I was like, come on,
right.
And I will not confirm nor deny whether I live up to the stereotype. That's none of y'all business. But
I mean, some stereotypes can be helpful. I'll just leave it at that.
And he did kind of confirm that was the stereotype. He let the fans know that's why they call him this Afrocentric name.
But it's not.
We wasn't even thinking about you in that way, Cody.
Right, yeah. You know, hey.
That would have been cool though if he's like, everybody knows about my civil rights work, man.
Right.
The marches I've been to, Chris.
Right, yeah.
The people I've stood beside, you all know. And that's why they gave me the name Raheem.
Exactly.
Shit, man. I mean, Cody, I'll be very surprised because I've been to Atlanta. Atlanta's like my third, fourth home. Something like that. I know Atlanta. I know Peachtree. I know the city like the back of my fucking hand. I'd be very, very surprised, Nate and Ray, if Cody Rhodes did not have Stacey Abrams' number on speed dial. So he needs to make that happen. You know, have her
lean into it.
Yeah, just do some shit like that, man.
Just
because
show up at the church with Raphael Warnock.
Right, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure the way, have you ever like been to Atlanta, Cody Rhodes is a fixture in that city. Like he's a popular guy out there. So I'm pretty sure he's got politicians' numbers on lock. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have Governor Kemp's number, you know. I do think Cody is that deeply connected in that place.
That's the only thing Republicans and Democrats can agree on in Atlanta is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. That's why I can see him running. If he ever really considered it, he could run. He'd have to run as a Democrat, though. I don't know if he's going to be that about it. But he could run for a Democrat in Georgia. And win. He does have that kind of popularity out there.
Politics has more than one royal family, Ray. Just have him rise up to the podium.
Right,
yeah. So shout out to Cody, Devontae, Raheem Rhodes, Ray.
Shout out.
You know, even if the stereotype was there, at least he's coming to grips with who he really is, man.
Right. And I hope he finally figured out that even after that infamous promo, especially with all the stuff going on with that White House, that racism is indeed not over just yet, brother.
Yeah. And Anthony Gogo is not the source of racial Poor Anthony Gogo. Where's that brother at?
We ain't seen that brother since.
Yeah.
I think he's still over in England.
Yeah, hopefully he debuts soon, man. I always thought there was potential in that guy.
Yeah, he was all right.
I thought so too. Yeah.
But that is going to draw an end to our Super Bowl Overreaction Monday edition of the Kings of Sport podcast. Shout out to everybody that tuned in this evening. We appreciate it, man. While you're here, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that bell so that you know when we go live each and every week here at Nefarious Media. Ray Williams, we're going to combine something that we didn't talk about with something we always talk about. So on the way out, I want everybody to give their plugs, but also name their favorite Super Bowl commercial. Ray, you go first.
All right. So
from last night.
Yes.
From last night. Yes. Okay. All right. So first off, you can follow me right here at Nefarious Media Network. We got some things cooking up for Styles Break Fights. Hopefully you all were able to tune into the couple of live watches that we did of the numbered pay-per-views or numbered marquee events for the UFC now that it is on Paramount Plus. So keep an eye out for those and for some traditional SBF goodness coming out in the near future. Also, you can find me, of course, all around here on Nefarious, whether it be on the flagship right here at the Kings of Sport podcast, or whether it be on Super Salad, or whether it be on the Parlay. You can find me wherever. And personally, you can find me on Instagram at MondoDonda1, on what's it called? Blue Sky? Yeah, Blue Sky. That's what it's called. Blue Sky at 2A Ray. As far as my favorite Super Bowl commercial, I really like the honorable mention. I kind of dug the Bradley Cooper and Michael McConaughey Uber Eats commercial. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
but
cool.
the one that took it for me was and another what's it called? Honorable mention. The T-Mobile commercial with the Backstreet Boys. Them boys just keep getting paid. Good for them. And poor Machine Gun Kelly at the end. Then the one that really took the cake for me, I thought was hilarious, was the State Farm commercial where Danny McBride and Keegan Michael Key are playing insurance agents who aren't a part of State Farm, and then they just start putting stuff together to the tune of Bon Jovi's Halfway There, which was hilarious. So that's the one that took the cake for me.
Okay, that was a good one. I did enjoy that one, especially when the lady kept interrupting and like, let us get some momentum first.
Right.
Chris, favorite Super Bowl commercial from last night, and any plugs you want to shout out?
All right, so my favorite commercial from last night is the Goodwill Dunkin' commercial, which is from Goodwill Hunting is one of my top 5 favorite movies. It's Training Day, and it's any order. It's like Training Day, Goodwill Hunting, Back to the Future, and The Dark Knight. And I just love that that commercial. I like the how do you like these nuts? and, Jaleel White was in that commercial. Wasn't Alfonso Ribeiro in that commercial too?
Ribeiro, Jaleel White, Jasmine Guy.
Yeah, Jasmine Guy. It was just a good 90s throwback commercial. And Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are kind of famous for in the 90s. Like being a part of a lot of like pilots, like sitcom or drama pilots that never got picked up, So I think that might have been a nod to that as well. And to just have all those staples there. That was my favorite one by far. And then the other commercials were good too. There's definitely some good commercials this year. The Pepsi one with the polar bears, where it was kind of cool as well, where the Coke polar bear is cheating with Pepsi. That was okay, but yeah, the Goodwill Dunkin' is my favorite.
Okay.
Any plugs?
And your plugs.
Oh, so yeah, just check out the Substack. Right now, I got a new article out on the Republican outrage at the Super Bowl. I got some stuff with Lincoln Square that just came out this past week on celebrity endorsements, how Democrats should handle them. Something's coming out this week with Lincoln Square, and I'm at the point now with the subscribers where I do think the algorithm will start I'll start getting compounding interest on it. So just help a brother out and subscribe. And also you gotta listen to the NWA podcast this week, because I'm looking forward to talking Obafemi. I think Braun Breaker, I thought he was going to win the world title this year. I think he's not winning it this year anymore, but we'll talk about it on Sunday. I'm looking forward to the conversation. Looking forward to talking about like all the like news that's like coinciding with wrestling at the moment, you know.
Okay.
So
yeah, stay tuned for NWA podcast on Post Wrestling, the fastest trip in your pro wrestling podcast. For me, my favorite commercial, I have a couple of them. I did like the State Farm. That's probably my bronze medalist for the Living on a Prayer joint. My silver medalist is the Uber Eats commercial you mentioned. Because Matthew Bradley, you just got to look, man. What do you see in front of you? It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yes, but what does it look like? And then he's just got a juicer all of a sudden. Because we've seen these commercials all season with Bradley Cooper. Like, no, man, there's no conspiracy. And then this was kind of the culmination of it. I thought that was funny. And he's like, he's about to call Matthew McConaughey a bitch. And he's like, you burgers on Uber Eats. So that's my silver medalist. But the gold medalist, shout out to Marcus Vandenberg, who once said on this very program, Petty never sleeps.
Oh,
and even if you got to sleep for multiple years, Chris, even if you got to sleep for a decade or more, Petty always gets his get back. And so my favorite commercial, the gold medalist from the Super Bowl last night, right after the game ends, we go to Marshawn Lynch, drinking a cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
Always good when something comes up from the mud. It's ground up. It's bitter. But sometimes bitter tastes good. And they show you the clips from the Super Bowl that the Seahawks lost to the Patriots. And then it's like, it's all just a matter of time. And then he takes a sip of the coffee or the tea or whatever, and he's like, bitter tastes good. And then he just starts laughing. And then, like, you get the Seahawks logo, and then it's for a Nike ad. And I was just like, yeah. Like, that was my favorite ad, because I felt like every Seattle Seahawks fan felt that in their soul. Just like the pettiness of it all. So yeah, that was some solid commercials last night at the Super Bowl. Much better than the game. We had a good halftime concert, at least one of them. So a lot to talk about, a lot to digest, but glad we were able to do it with y'all folks tonight here on the NWA podcast, the Kings of Sport NWA podcast coming out on Sunday. So you can find me on Twitter at @8 MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic on Twitter, Nate Mosaic 757 on Blue Sky, Black Nate BLAQUE _Nate on IG, and just search me. I'm here. I also mentioned last time there's a good article about me up at nnpstv.com right now if you want to learn a little bit more about how I got into broadcasting and my journey. Ray Williams coming up through the mud like that tea Marshawn Lynch was drinking. But for everything else, man, just follow the network, Nefarious Media Network. Subscribe to the Patreon. $3 gets you in the door. If you want to pay more, we won't stop you. But that is where you'll find exclusive programs. You'll also have the opportunity to hop on with live shows with us when we do them. We'll give you the link, and you can hop on and join us and share your thoughts and add to the conversation. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You watching us on YouTube, man? All it takes, we ain't even asking you for no money on this. Just hit the damn subscribe button. Is that too much to ask? I think not, America. If you could go to YouTube and watch that damn Kid Rock debacle, the least you could do is hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. That way you will know whenever we go live, because we're on the drive for 500 Patreon subscribers. Gets us halfway to the amount of 500 Patreon subscribers, which will allow us to do a lot of different things here at the network, upgrade equipment, bring some new folks on to help with production, create some new shows, and 500 YouTube subscribers, which gets us halfway to monetization. We've been doing this here at Nefarious Media for a little over a year, and so we ain't going nowhere anytime soon. We're going to keep bringing you truthful, thoughtful, turned up commentary about the world as it is, and not how some folks, namely Kid Rock and them, would like you to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for Chris, the Professor Chris Ely, for Two-Way Ray Williams, I am the Godfather Nate Milton. Go crazy, Seattle. Some would say, go la vida loca. Come on, you missed your opportunity, Benito. You missed it, Benito. You missed it, dog. That's how we. And that would have put it in the top 3 all time Super Bowl performances. It would have been Prince, Michael Jackson, Benito. If Ricky Martin would have came out there, just slid on the stage one last time with all the flags behind him, all those Central American countries. This has been the Apple Music halftime show.
Wow.
You got goosebumps, Ray. Goosebumps, brother.
Still would I wanted that Danzo Caduro, but that's just.
I mean, that could have been that too. And Mark Anthony, whichever Latinx artist you want to throw up in there. They could have Carmen. They could have like a hologram Carmen.
Oh, shout out to Ebro too, because he was the one doing the announcing.
Yeah.
I know I recognize that voice.
Yeah,
shout out to Ebro, man.
Fired. Him, Rosenberg, and Laura got fired from Hot 97, and they're out. They're at work. Their show is on Apple now.
Yeah. Shout out to Ebro, but yeah, most importantly, shout out to you, everybody, for tuning in to the Kings of Sport. So, in the words of Benito, God bless America. Adios. Because you've been down with the Kings. I know a little Spanish, Ray. Hit the damn button.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?